Hello and welcome back, you beautiful mole rats. It's me here again. We are just starting our new adventure, or we are over here with my favorite girl, but we gotta leave and ruin some people's lives today. Today is going to be a lot different than the previous ones. We have a lot of people that we need to head to and mess with. So I'm really excited for this one because this one's going to be a lot more just messing around. And since I'm playing a Drow, a lot of this section is going to be a little bit easier, and I'm just going to be getting a lot of free XP, so it's going to be, I would say, a very easy one today. This one shouldn't be that difficult. I probably will die like once or twice, but other than that, it shouldn't be that bad at all. So right now, we're just leaving the town now. We will never come back here, pretty much. Well, we will actually come back here one more time just to get the second hand crossbow, but after that we're not coming back here. So we're just gonna start off the journey just with a simple thing. We're just gonna grab the things that we normally grab, going up to the skeleton, getting the guidance necklace that is over here, just a very nice little thing. And then after, we're just going to pick up the fire wine barrel for later in case we need it for something, sending it to our camp because obviously my guy doesn't have that much strength. And then going to pick up this chest. I can't remember exactly what's in the chest. I think it's just some gold. Yeah, just some gold. So we're gonna pick up that, and then finally picking up one more thing. And this thing I actually love, and I don't use it that often, just because I usually fail this check and I just give up.
A bag enfolded in the chitinous squabbling of spiders. A shiny gold coin pokes from its mouth. The creatures clutch the pouch possessively. You have no doubt a spider egg is nestled within. Your voice draws their attention. They are suspicious, then curious, and finally, at peace. One by one, the spiders retreat to the rear of the crevice, lulled by your murmurs. You stash the bag. Something clinks among the coins.
So in here in the pouch is a spider egg. And I believe if you throw this, a spider comes out and fights for you. It's very cool, very useful little item. And I just imagine stealing this child from its mother. So that's how I imagine that. Afterwards, we leave and we head over here.
Something's wrong.
Talk to the absolutes.
You're a true soul. You can't die. Please, stay with us.
I don't think he's conscious. Can you hear us, Ed?
You, not a step closer.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach.
I still haven't taken a long rest yet. So for all these upcoming checks, I'm not gonna be able to use my illithid powers. I'm just gonna have to, hope that my charisma or my medicine is high enough.
He's hurt badly. An owlbear got him deep. If there's anything you can do.
I'm watching you.
The injured man locks eyes with you. A familiar squirming churns in your head. Your minds intertwine. You see his siblings, Andric and Brynna, new recruits. Yours to shepherd.
Protect them.
I will be doing that.
He's a true soul. Mind him. He will. He.
It brings
Edwin!
a smile
Ed!
to my face.
Please!
He's with the Absolute now. You're a true soul. Edwin, our brother, he was chosen. Like you. Do you have orders for us? We were reporting to Edwin.
What?
It killed one of us. It killed Edwin. It's an enemy of the Absolute. You're right, sir. The beast must be destroyed.
The cave is just ahead. It was too much for us before, but if you could help us, True Soul, we may stand a chance.
Yeah, I love this little section because normally it doesn't really matter what I do here. I usually just kill them.
Strange power resonates within the corpse. It calls to you. Most corpses feel like toys before you, to be played with and discarded when you tire. This body seems different. A friend calls out from the corpse, desperate to be freed. Why let its host's memories go to waste? The tadpole has absorbed it all. Its experience could nourish you, strengthen you.
Don't worry, little buddy, I got you. That's just, oh, it's just so funny that it just flies to me. So yeah, so we got a free tadpole. Obviously, we're still not going to use it because the lithid powers are just really strong. But we will rob his body, and he has a lot of salami. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but he has a lot of salami. So you guys, you can take that as you want it. Afterwards, we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna use these two so we can have a very easy owlbear fight. I'm honestly not even worried as long as I don't get attacked solely. We should win.
It's huge. I'm not sure I can do this.
The mark glows.
Again,
But you feel
we
nothing
need
in
to get
response.
the
Your elected
brand,
power is beyond
and that
reach
should
until
help us a
you
lot.
rest.
But until then, we just have to use our like intimidation, which is honestly quite low, and that's why I kind of made sure we weren't negative with charisma. And honestly, it's so nice having like all these spells like charm and friend and guidance. I think for this one, I'd rather have the double roll just because I have a better chance of rolling at least 10. Obviously that was
You're right.
hard, but
We can handle this, and we'll do it for Edwin.
yeah. So there's no real game plan for this fight. I pretty much just ran in there, and I was feeling a little overconfident, if I'm being completely honest. And yeah, I mean, I of course got hit really hard to start the fight off with. I wasn't nervous yet. I just decided to, you know, attack him. You know, use my level 2 spell slot right here just so I could get as much damage as possible, and just continue to do good damage each turn. So I just was kind of, you know, going through the motions with this fight, just making sure that I was far enough away where Edwin and them would, you know, take the damage. Luckily, we kept casting Holt on the owlbear, and it actually kept working, which was very surprising because normally it doesn't. But then the owlbear rages and smacks me twice, and I die. So I realized I needed a little bit of a different plan there. So this time I pretty much did the same at the start. You know, guidance, or not guidance, I'm sorry, moonbeam, and just, you know, hitting him with all I could. This time I actually wasn't the first one to get hit. It was actually Edwin. So I got very lucky with the targeting this time, and I was just kind of going through the fight like normal. I did have another plan just in case I died again, but this time I actually got very lucky with what was going on and who was getting attacked. So I just wanted to create space between myself. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't the primary target for this owlbear, and I just kept using my moonbeam. You know, it kept trying to jump around, and then every time it would jump into the moonbeam, and then it would fail to do its action. So it was honestly like, this one was a lot better. Eventually Edwin did die to the owlbear, which wasn't a big deal to me. I just continued to, you know, smack it around, and eventually I think I kill it next turn. I I was just looking at stuff to use, but I realized I didn't really have anything, so I just healed. Just in case, because he was going to use the 2 attacks on me, but as long as one of them missed, I shouldn't die. So I think right here I walk away, and then its turn starts, and it dies to my Moonbeam. So it was kind of like pretty easy.
Cub looks from you to his dead mother.
Wake. Hungry.
A single strike will end his suffering.
I almost wanted to kill it, but when the narrator said that to end its suffering, I decided to let it live. Because who am I to end a wild
You
animal's
watch
suffering?
speechless as the cub begins to eat his mother.
The circle of life. It's so beautiful. I was still a druid, and so, you know, I might be evil, but I like to see the creature suffer, so I'd rather it live. And eventually it will, you know, come to my side. So I knew that it just wasn't worth killing.
More for me.
I went to go pick up the owlbear egg like usual, just because it's a very nice little item. I also picked up a chest piece from that corpse. Nothing really great. Afterwards, I just walked over here and talked to Arden, mocking him for his leadership skills.
Not no more. The contract didn't mention no goblins. I would have prepped the lads, brought better weapons.
Pretty pathetic.
Wasn't no few goblins, mate. There's an entire hive of them. Contract failed to mention that part. Don't know what I expected. That much gold for some long-lost relic buried in the arse end of nowhere. And from a wizard, too. I should have known. The gold probably turns to lead the moment you leave Baldur's Gate. Stupid thing to die for. Whatever you say, mate. Look, we're getting out of here. You should do the same.
I like how he says we when it's just him.
We're wasting time.
I then was thinking about killing him. I went back and forth on it, but then I was like, I don't really have a lot of spell slots left, and it would be kind of too much hassle for me right now. So just because I didn't want to deal with it, I decided to let him live and watch as he walked away, and then looted all his friends, because that was easy. And I feel like, I feel like Donald is just he's a criminal, right? He's more of the evil mastermind. He's not looking to just fight someone just to fight them. He's just...
Get over there! Surround him like!
He's very evil.
You spotted us. Good. It's like they say. Wait. A drow. In the sun. Stand down! This one's got a touch of the absolute about him. Apologies, your lordship. Hard making you out from a distance. Please, your greatness. Was an honest mistake is all. You'll get no more trouble from us. Promise.
And that's one reason I like playing a Drow sometimes, because the goblins fear you. And I feel like Donald J. Rump really fits that Drow personality, you know, with his beautiful orange skin and his magnificent green hair. Afterwards, I just beat his chest. I don't really have great lockpicking skills, and you know, anything that could take damage, why lockpick when I could just smack it with a bludgeoning weapon. I did get the haste helmet, which just gives you basically more movement at the first 3 starts of the turn, so it's just very good. Afterwards, I went to go talk to probably my favorite group of ogres.
Tastes like fish. Gentlemen, contain yourselves. This quarrel sours our feast. Besides, tastes like pork. And what surprise is this? Brothers, look here. I have eyed yet another prize. Fortune favors our bellies. Stranger, be you friend or food, the mark is her measure. Show is the brand of the absolute.
Again, I had to continue to rely on my deception skills, which arguably is awful. But, you know, guidance is probably one of the best perks in the game. It helps with so many of these roles because I think without guidance, I would fail a lot more than I normally do.
Indeed. How
But obviously for that
your
one, it
meat
wasn't
must go
that hard of a role.
unsavored. Food? Food. Not food. Friend. Am I not astonishing? A robust diet makes for a shrewd mind, you see. I am a gourmand, and you a delicacy. Were I so lucky? We follow the sense of blood and gold to all lands fertile, friend. And this land proves particularly fruitful. I've no use for the Absolute, or any god. I follow two masters only, gluttony and greed. The goblins understand my appetites. They sate my hunger for gold, and the rest sate my hunger for meat. Boss Goblin give gold. We check brand. Good deal. No talk. I am, by all accounts, a student of higher commerce and extortion. Make me an offer. Tempt me.
I didn't want to pay this guy, so I tried to use my persuasion, which is very terrible, mind you. So I really needed to rely on getting a good roll plus guidance. And right here, I actually did roll really good, but then my guidance failed me. Even though I was praising it so much, all I needed was a 3, and it gave me a 2.
A slip of the tongue. You meant to make a better offer, surely.
And so, yeah, I ended up giving him 500 gold because I want to use them for a certain fight.
And a boon to my belly.
And I feel like it would just be very useful just to have these guys.
Tasty kibble.
So,
take my bone horn. One blow and the ground will quake with my family name. Use it when the need arises, and never a moment before. Ogre kill everyone around, then Ogre eats them. Well spoken, indeed. Ogre kill everyone around.
and yeah, so I get everything, and you know, like, they're gonna be useful for one fight, and I think you guys already know the fight. It is the fight I hate so much. I hate those people.
What have we got here?
Afterwards, I then move up over here, and I start speaking to this goblin right here. Most of the goblins are very scared of me, just because I am a drow, so they don't want anything to do with me. So most of these dialogue checks with goblins in general are going to be a lot easier, just because they are naturally intimidated by me, and I'm able to just pretty much get him to leave. I wanted to see if I could join them in tormenting this
The mark glows. If you feel
not
nothing
goblin,
in
what are they
response,
called?
Your illithid power is beyond reach
It's
until
slipping my
you
mind.
rest.
But I wanted to see if I could join them in this, but I wasn't able to. Luckily, I do have a +2 in intimidation, and like I said, a lot of these rolls are pretty easy with Drow. So even though I did roll a 4, you know, it was a 10 because of intimidation, so I would have even gotten it there.
Sir. Didn't mean to doubt you. I know my place. Well, that's that. We'll be on our way. Do as you like with the pipsqueak.
The goblins slink backwards, afraid to take their eyes off you.
Ask the pipsqueak on the spinny tower. We're out of here.
So yeah, so afterwards, it's a gnome. So afterwards I went over here and, you know, he wanted help. So what did I do? I helped, right? Because I'm such a kind soul. And I taught him to fly that day. So after doing that, I felt really good about myself. And yeah, it put a smile on my face. Afterwards, I went back into town as I forgot to go pick up 2 useful items down here. That would help a lot. I looted this whole area. I then went to go press the lever. You know, even if you fail a perception check or like a nature check, if like for a hidden chest, you could still dig in the area or like find it. So it's not really that hard. So if you click on this casket in particular, there is a scroll in here. I'm not gonna summon it yet, but I will soon. I have to quickly respec into a warlock so that it is a permanent summon. Right here, I am just dealing with the fight with the little undead skeletons. It's honestly a very easy fight. Like I said, like Druid is just a really easy class and very good class, so I eventually kill all of them and just pick up all their stuff. Afterwards, I go over here to you know, dig up the chest. I believe there are 2 scrolls in this chest, one for Feather Falling and then one for Thunderwave. So 2 very, you know, useful things.
Don't mind if I do.
I really struggled to pick up this book because it kept trying to click on the skeleton, which I didn't want, and so I eventually got it. I then went over to the mirror and began the conversation with it.
I do not know this name. If you are known to my master, step forward and declare yourself an ally.
I'm just really offended that this mirror doesn't know Donald J. Rump.
Only a true ally of Ilintoth may pass. What think you of the Zolkir known as Zastan?
Afterwards, she'll ask you 3 questions, and honestly, it's pretty easy. First one, you just say that he is foul. There is a book, I believe, somewhere that lets you know. Obviously, I failed on the roll for that, so it didn't give it to me. I then, for some reason, I clicked on the wrong one because I was watching YouTube, and I was like, okay, well, let's redo that, and I just redid the dialogue check, and it's pretty easy.
What would it be?
And if you don't have a special option, usually just put to get rid of the thing in my head. She'll let you in, but I just find it very fun if you're like a sorcerer or if you are a paladin. You could do the special checks. Afterwards, I just go in and I beat up this gate. Because, like I said, if anything has a health pull, I'm gonna hit it. Because why am I gonna lockpick something that I can just break? And then I go to pick up the book without even
book is locked tight,
wanting
with
to
no
disarm the
visible
trap.
Keyhole, only an oval recess in the cover's mouth. You try to examine the book, but the longer you stare, the more those piercing amethyst eyes draw you in. You can sense something dark about this tome. Something profane.
And it brings great joy to me, so I put it in my bag. Afterwards, I just go into turn-based mode, and then the trap springs, and it doesn't really matter. You know me. I don't need to disarm stuff when I could just walk away from it. I do show the key here, in case you aren't like me. You actually could go pick up that key and then open the gate like that, but obviously I just don't care. I also did pick up some bracers in here. That gives it's mostly for monks. It gives you a +2 AC as long as you're not wearing a shield and you aren't wearing armor. I would say it's okay. I think it's obviously good for barbarians and for monks, but it's not gonna be very helpful for me. Afterwards, I see his dead body here. And I realized that my flying lessons maybe weren't as effective as I originally thought they were. So I decided to play a game with him because I felt like he earned this, you know, after failing to fly. So me and him, we play hopscotch. Because what is more fun than playing hopscotch with your best friend? So I'm just hopping around. Afterwards, I pick up the body and I put him in a chest back in my house for later, you know, because I like this guy. He seemed like a really cool guy, and you know, eventually we will be able to bring him back and we'll have a good swell old time just with our best mate, the gnome, which I don't remember his name, but he's probably someone. Afterwards, I go over here to the goblin camp, and like I said, like, most of these interactions are going to be super easy since I'm a drow.
One of them. Shove out the claw! Drow coming through!
And yeah, I just gained free XP just for that. So it's honestly, it's so nice, so useful. Afterwards, I go in here, I check to see what this guy has. I already know he doesn't really have anything that I need. But if you know, want any of this stuff, here's what he has. I would say the things in particular that I would say are the better items is the gloves that lets you use short bows and long bows, and then he also has the returning pike. I didn't show it, I don't think, which basically when you throw it, it just comes back to you. Very useful. Everything else I feel like is kind of, you know, useless, so I wouldn't bother, but I feel like those two items in particular are useful, and if you are doing a certain playthrough, I would always do it.
Crown and with scepter abraid, draw Ragslin, short work of the innkeeper made. The inn burnt to ash, the captives were many, goblin kind had reduced them to cowering filthy. So raise it, your goblets, and drain them with pride. Draw Ragslin, the true soul, had led you glide.
You know, I've always picked a different option, and honestly, all of these options are useless.
You up to something?
Oh, certainly not. What are you doing? I'm busy here.
You lying.
To you? Never. Come, let's continue our ballad. Draw Ragslin, draw Ragslin.
I just like my little smile.
Draw Ragslin.
You know,
draw Ragslin.
Volo is kind of mid. The only reason I keep him around is because he's useful to me.
Draw Ragslin, we pray, we...
Come on, pigeon. Back to your cage.
Now, look what you've done.
Yeah, just don't pick any dialogue options. It's just not useful. Afterwards, I do the chicken chasing. Since I didn't take a long rest, they don't have the owlbear. And I love this because I don't even do it. I just I see that there is an option to make the chicken fight, and obviously I knew what would happen because I accidentally killed the owlbear, remember, with my paladin run, which was so sad. But I don't mind killing this chicken, right? Because I think it'd be hilarious watching this chicken try to solo the goblin camp. So let us watch as the chicken performs his duties and destroys everyone in the goblin camp, soloing all of them. It's actually such a crazy fight. And that was it.
once again done.
What I did find
Come here.
is crazy is that she
Oi!
still wants me to pay,
You're not meant to chase it to death. Now you own
which
me.
I thought was
The mark
ridiculous
glows.
because
If you
I'm like,
feel
dude,
nothing in response,
you killed the
your
chicken,
illicit
not
power
even
is
me.
beyond reach until
I'm a
you
victim
rest.
here. All I wanted to do was race the chicken, and you killed it.
You were chasing it and now it's dead. Seems clear enough to me. Cough up.
So I then had to do another intimidation check, and this one I was kind of scared because I was like, oh man, I hope I don't have to pay. But luckily it was just another 10 roll, and I already had the bonuses, and yeah, I rolled really not terribly, so it was a pretty easy roll. But again, like, I'm just like, dude,
You're bloody mad, you are.
I shouldn't have to pay for
You're just
you
ruining the
killing the
game anyway.
chicken, even though I did, you know, kind of coax it into fighting you. But yeah, I still don't think it was my fault for doing that. Afterwards, I kind of just explored the camp a little bit more, but there wasn't a whole lot. So after that, I wanted to end it right here. But really excited for the next one. See you guys.